This house is clean. The Poltergeist, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone, and this is Go Watch a Movie. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Welcome. This is episode 11. We are just trucking right along here. We watched 2 films today. Once again, Robert, I am sorry. I am so sorry.
No need to apologize.
I told you that I would never pick another movie. We watched 2 movies. We watched the movie Army of One and Nightcrawler. One of which was fan-freaking-tastic. The other, I could not wait until it ended. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go into movie news and get to those here in a little bit. So movie news, it was a slow news week. Movie news. So it was a slow news week, but a couple interesting things. So Vin Diesel, he's happy that he's Groot. Have you seen the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 2? How fantastic is that?
It's pretty awesome.
I've watched it about 6 times, and I am Groot. But yeah, he has teased that there will be a Groot versus Hulk in our future. In one of the movies. I'm assuming Infinity War 1 or 2. I'm not sure which. But yeah, so I think Groot will get ripped apart, literally. But
he's gonna put up a fight though.
Yeah. I mean, he has some moves, but I mean, the Hulk is the Hulk. So,
I am Groot.
He is Groot. Another thing, Johnny Depp used to be one of my favorites. Still, I guess I await every Pirates movie because I love that franchise. I love Captain Jack Sparrow. But for the 2nd year in a row, he has been declared the most overpaid actor.
Yeah, I was about to say that, but you filled it in for me.
So, what happened? Because this guy, I thought could do no wrong for the longest time. Mm-hmm. But now, he's getting paid more than the movies are grossing. So it's like, what the heck?
He's got himself a heck of a business there.
He does. Do you think he holds up in films anymore, or?
I think he has the talent, but I don't think it's being funneled in the right direction. I think he's good, but I don't think he's being used correctly.
He has a specific character type.
I think he can probably do whomever he wants to do, but they're sticking to particular character types.
We want weirdo.
Instead of letting him branch out or really show what he's capable of doing.
Yes, because even in Yoga Holders,
and why would he? Because he's getting paid so much money to be the same old character.
Exactly. He has to pay for that private island somehow. Mm-hmm. But even in the film Yoga Holders, I thought, as different as I think that film is, I think he's one of the standout parts because it is different from the Johnny Depp we see in the mainstream movies. It goes places, but yeah, like you said, lately
you almost don't know it's him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you didn't see him in the credits and hear Kevin Smith talk about him nonstop, then you wouldn't know it was him. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting because he for the long time was the actor of a generation, and thought to do no wrong. I mean, he can still bring in sometimes, depending on the movie. I'm sure Pirates 5 will do well. He can still bring in a crowd, but it just, I guess, depends on, like you said, the role. Mm-hmm. And this next one is more for me because it won't have Brad Pitt. Ocean's 8. It is not a continuation. It is a all-woman recast of the Ocean movies. Ocean's 8. I have a list here. Matt Damon will reprise his role as Linus. I don't know if you remember the Ocean movie that well, but he was the kind of newbie that the Danny Ocean and Brad Pitt's character brought in. Mm-hmm. Apparently, I think he's going to be that connection for all the women. We have Dakota Fanning, Anne Hathaway, Helen Bonham Carter, Cate Blanchett, Sandra Bullock, Sarah Paulson, Rihanna, and Mandy, the chick from The Office. I can't pronounce her last name, but right.
Yeah. I mean, until you said Rihanna.
I'm not sure if she's one of the 8 because there were a couple more women listed, but I didn't recognize their names. But I'll watch it. Like I watched all female Ghostbusters. Why not an all female Oceans movie? You know.
Okay.
Like I said, I enjoy the Oceans movies for what they are. Heist movies -2. 2 had, I don't know, 2 took a downturn for me. But yeah, would you check that one out?
Yeah, I'll check it out. I mean, seeing all those actresses together would be pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. There's some big names in there,
and I think Dakota Fanning is amazing.
I mean, just Anne Hathaway, I like.
Yes.
Sandra Bullock
and Mrs. Burton, Helen Bonham Carter is pretty fantastic as well. Yeah, that's movie news today, ladies and gentlemen. That moves us to which we haven't decided which movie we're starting with. I guess we can start with Army of One. Mm-hmm. If you want to call it a movie. So let me first introduce this movie. We're gonna take a break after offending people last week. Army of One stars Nicolas Cage, Wendy McLendon Covey, Rainn Wilson makes an appearance, Will Sasso, Russell Brand playing God, but Nicolas Cage is the main character. And this movie is about, oh boy. So
based off a true story, apparently.
Based off a true picked and choose, I guess, parts from a true story. An American civilian sets out on his own to find Osama. And he does this because God comes to him in a vision and says, you have to be the one to bring Osama bin Laden to justice.
Okay, what's his ailment? He has a kidney disease?
Yeah, he has 2 failing kidneys and he has to have dialysis treatments.
And if he doesn't get them, it causes him to hallucinate?
Yes.
Which is okay.
So I'm assuming that's where they're going, and they're saying this drove this man to do this. But first off, I have to say, Nicolas Cage, what the heck? Like, we see him go places, well, I see him go places that I've never seen him go before, and I don't want to ever see him go again. I understand. The man's having issues. The man had issues with the IRS. They wanted to take him to jail, but he said, no, I'm not going to do what Wesley Snipes did. Instead, I'm going to be in every freaking movie I can, no matter the scripts, and pay off that debt. Which he did. He didn't go to jail. That's great. But this movie, like, the longer it was, like, I was like, okay, we're getting to a closure. Please be over. Nope, here's 45 more minutes. He chose this voice, like, this nasally, nerdy voice, which is by all accounts, like at the end, they show the real guy, and he doesn't sound like this.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like that at all. So I don't know why he made that choice, but it is what it is.
And he, like everyone's seen Nicolas Cage go over the top, because he does it quite often. But this is a new level. I've never seen him do this. Like, it's like, and the story is interesting. You want to know what's going on.
Did you feel for him at the end, or
no?
Did you feel for the woman?
I felt for the woman because he has a love interest in this movie, and she has a disabled child who has cerebral palsy and is in a wheelchair and can't speak. And this lunatic of a man meets her, and for whatever reason,
she loves him.
She loves him. She falls for him. He meets the kid, and she invites him in. They connect. He connects with the child, but then he tells her, "I have a mission from God," and not in the cool Blues Brothers way. He has to. He tells her flat out, "I'm gonna go and capture Osama bin Laden and bring him back."
She didn't waver a bit.
She didn't waver a bit. She's like, "Oh, that's fun." And he tells her this. The first scheme was it a hang glider or was that?
No, he was going to sell. He was going to sell to Pakistan.
First scheme was selling to Pakistan. He's going to buy a boat and sell to Pakistan and get Osama bin Laden. Well, needless to say, that does not work. Regardless of him hoodwinking his doctor to give him $1,000 by saying, I met a girl and I'm gonna buy a wedding ring that I can afford and stuff like that for justice or whatever he did. The doctor
that did sound like him.
Gives him $1,000 and he goes to San Diego and buys a sailboat. Of course, he screws up and sails to Mexico instead. And he ends up back with this woman who's like, oh, okay, well, that didn't work out. I'm glad you're done with this. He's like, oh, no. I have to do this. This is from God. And let's just have God. Russell Brand. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, known English comedian. He's been in a lot of stuff. Get him to the Greek.
God cusses.
God cusses. You all know Russell Brand. He doesn't stray far from his type, which is fine. That's what people cast him for. But yeah, he shows up one day when Nicolas Cage is getting dialysis. Gary Falkland, and he tells him, "I'm gonna watch you. You're gonna get this done for me. Don't fail me. I'm everywhere. I'm always watching." And he takes this to heart.
And he also said he was never going to talk to him again after that. But then he talked to him like the rest
more,
of the movie.
Yeah. This movie's just so bad. Oh, like I said, last week I thought we had bad movies, but...
Which was weird because one of the movies we thought was really, really bad actually gets really, really high scores on the
people love Turbo Kid.
Site, yeah.
And like I badmouthed the guy I heard to watch it from, and he's like, I think it paid proper homage to the 80s scene that it was trying to redo. And I gotta agree, like it was an 80s movie made in 2015, 2016. So it did what it wanted to do, I guess, and people recognize it for that. But this movie, I don't know what it was trying to do. Army of One, where were we? He failed selling, so he decided to hang glide.
Yes, he buys a hang glider and he
dismantles it.
He cuts it up into little pieces and packs it away.
Because he has to get it across to Israel. To go onto a mountain and hang glide off, so he can't just take a fully, put together hang glider. So he cuts it apart and tells her that I'm going to leave and I'm going to hang glide from Israel, the highest mountain I can find, into Pakistan. And of course, that fails as well. So I don't know, since this was partially based on a true story, and the guy, they said at the end, they say he uses the money made from this film to continue to try and get Osama bin Laden.
2 new kidneys? What did it say? Or just one
two new kidneys?
2 new kidneys so that he can
continue
his quest.
Like, do you think
that bin Laden's dead? Apparently, well, according to the movie, maybe he's not dead. But.
Yeah, they focus on the fact that the government didn't show bin Laden's face when he was killed. But do you think this guy thought that this movie was making fun of him, or you think he's too far gone?
I think when it was being made, he probably thought this was going to pay homage to what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But after it was made, if he watched it, he's probably like...
Pretty ticked.
He's probably rolling his eyes like, I can't believe this was what they did.
These guys are making fun of me because they make him look like an insane person.
But he almost probably wouldn't. If he really is insane, he probably doesn't care because he's getting the money to continue his quest.
Yeah, to go and do his...
I'm curious if the woman is still with him after all this.
I hope not. I hope not.
He needs somebody. I hope she is.
They make her see, and this is the chick from Reno 911.
It was awesome.
Yeah, she's not a bad looking chick. She and I don't know the real person they're basing her off of, if there was a real person they based off of. But this woman can clearly get other people. But she says she works 3 jobs and she has the kid with the issue, so she doesn't think that she can get. Like, do you think that that's why she's with this crazy lunatic?
It's hard to say why people do what they do, but that might be part of it. She might just feel sorry for like the whole Marty McFly thing, She feels sorry for the guy.
Oh yeah.
Her dad hits Marty McFly.
Hey, you get your dang hands off her. Yeah.
But I don't know. It could be anything, but.
Oh my goodness.
I liked her character.
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't mind his character. I found him amusing.
I did too.
But it was almost too much. He's like, he could have toned it down a little bit.
I think in some areas.
He had it turned all the way up.
And he broke the volume and kept going. He turned it way. Because in some areas, he was like you said, spot on. But in other cases, he's like, we're gonna do this for justice, and I'm the guy to do it. Like, he was just over. Well, he was Nicolas Cage in it. Like, he's a verb. He Nicolas Caged it, and it was just like, what the heck?
I like how he mentions himself in the movie.
He does.
Like, I want somebody to play me. I'm gonna pick Nicolas Cage.
And they make a movie about this. I want Nicolas Cage from Con Air. He looked kind of like me in Con Air, didn't he? And
he did completely transform. You didn't really sort of recognize him as Nicolas Cage. He looked like a completely different person.
Yeah, the voice he was using, the mannerisms he did. Oh, some cases he got a little crazy Nicolas Cage, but he pretty much was a different dude, which you rarely see from Nicolas Cage. He's normally put the bunny back in the box guy, or you know, I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. But yeah, like, oh man, he eventually makes it over to Pakistan.
Multiple times.
And he goes crazy over there because he's not on his dialysis. And then we get this weird, where I thought the movie probably should have ended, we get this weird CIA involvement where Rainn Wilson from The Office just pops up. And there's this other little FBI guy, or CIA guy, and they just, all of a sudden, they're like, there's a samurai, because he gets a sword at some point. God tells him that he needs a sword, and sells him a sword.
Did he really have a sword, or did he have that stick from the very beginning of the movie?
You know, I don't know.
I think it was probably, I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah. Because
she had the sword at one point and was slicing some oranges with it.
Yeah, and they did the whole interaction with him and the steward, or the flight attendant person.
So I guess he did have a sword.
But, yeah, the CIA gets a report because they have a sting operation going on in Pakistan.
Apparently, you can just walk around Pakistan with a sword.
I guess
attached to your hip,
which I would think would be a no-no, especially around that time. Mm-hmm. Like for an American to be walking around with a sword on his hip,
big American buckle on his belt, and a samurai sword.
He has this big belt buckle that is the American flag. Oh, what was funny! I will say there are aspects of this movie that I enjoyed. Just for humor's sake, because I think it knows what it is. It knows it's insane. It knows it's crazy. And it knows it has Nicolas Cage as a lead actor. But I wanted it so bad. Oh boy.
It was horrible, but I can't say I didn't enjoy it, even though it was bad.
Like, I want to see Mystery Science Theater do that movie, because I know it would be, jeez. He doesn't get Osama. and 2 times he went back to this poor family and said, you know what, maybe I should settle down and forget this whole thing. But God comes back to him and says, you can't, and gives him a speech to where that's those God scenes where he was like terrified. I'm doing quotes here. Mm-hmm. Like horrible. Yeah. He's flailing around like somebody with, I don't know what. And he's the whole time like, Russell Brand is giving this huge monologue. He's just flailing around in fear and doing. And imagine Russell Brand talking over that with Nicolas Cage. There were like 5-minute scenes of this.
Yeah, like, pretty long.
Yeah,
there's a couple of them.
Oh man!
One in the bar, one in the truck.
I get it. You're supposed to be afraid of God, but they could have portrayed that better. Or something.
Well, this movie definitely has its flaws. There's no doubt about that.
A little bit.
from every choice.
The casting was good. Like I like most of those actors, and I chose this movie because this is a fun episode. We thought we'd just pick 2 fun movies and enjoy them. And I said, hey, Nicolas Cage is always entertaining, and he was. I give him that, but. In what way? I do not know. That's Army of One. If you're drunk and looking for a good time, watch something else. But I don't know, man. What do you think? Would you recommend that to other people?
I wouldn't recommend it because it was a bad movie, but I can't say I didn't like it.
Gotcha.
Like I sat there and watched it, like I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was entertaining.
Did you think it was too long?
No, I didn't. No, it ended right where it needed to. And I felt sorry for the dude. I felt like, wow, this guy really needs somebody. I'm glad that woman stayed with him through all that stuff. I felt sorry for the real guy. because he needed somebody. So I'm glad she was there.
But I see in the film they act like he stopped. They act like he realized his flaws, and because they show him going to Pakistan one last time, and he realizes, and he shows back up at her doorstep.
Well, they just show him showing up at the doorstep again, but they don't necessarily say stop.
That's true,
because they start playing some video of like God,
the real guy,
talking again. So you never know. He's probably going to flip right back and do what he's been doing the whole entire time. That's why I'm saying like he really needs that woman. Like he doesn't know how blessed he is to have somebody to stick with him that long. That's for sure.
You mean that?
Oh
god. But yeah, and they show like clips in the beginning. They're like, he's not crazy. One doctor said he's just the same as you and I. That dude was crazy.
He won't.
Do you know?
I don't know what he was, but I still sympathize with him, even though he was nuts.
There was a scene
because he didn't think, because when you're nuts, you don't think you're nuts.
True.
He thinks he's completely sane. He thinks he's normal. So
there was a scene in the kitchen too where that I sympathize with him and her in the kitchen, and he's talking about how it's all hype, like because she says
he's such a hunk or something.
Yeah, she's like, you're such a hunk. I don't see why you're not, because he tells her he hasn't been with a woman in 3 years, and she's like, oh no, I'm blushing. And she's like, you're such a hunk. I don't see how they're not all over you. And he's like, it's all hype. This is just an act. I'm really joking around. It's I don't really believe that I'm really this macho. I don't believe everything I say. So I kind of, I get that because the whole movie, despite the level of nerdiness and wackiness that he's playing, this guy is full of confidence and believes that he can do anything. At one point, he even challenged a Marine to a knife throwing contest. Mm-hmm. Now I'm looking back on this movie, I guess I enjoyed it because there were several points where I laughed out loud.
It was fun. It wasn't bad, but it was a fun bad, which I guess was the point of the whole episode.
Yeah.
Because I misunderstood the whole devilishly fun thing, because I went with straight evil. Yes. In my pick, but oh well.
With that, I guess we'll move on from Army of One. And one thing I did dislike, I really like Will Sasso. Will Sasso is in this movie. Will Sasso from Mad TV. And they had him as a straight man. Like, not sexuality-wise, but as a straight dude. Like, the dude can do impressions. He can do, like, great physical humor. And they just he was just this normal, one of the friends of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he was kind of plain.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess, he has been, like, he was in Fargo. I don't know if you watched the TV series of that.
Not the TV series, no.
Oh, he did great. Was it Fargo? No, I'm sorry, not Fargo. Justified. And he plays a thug, which I thought was great. Maybe he's trying to get away from all the craziness. I don't know. But, yes, that was Army of One. And we're going to move on. Do some Potter and Family promos here.
This week on the Epic Film Guys podcast.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 continues the team's adventures as they unravel the mystery of Peter Quill's true parentage. How awesome does that sound? Nick, get it out of the way. Let's hear it. Come on, man.
That synopsis makes it sound like an episode of Maury in space.
This week on the Netflix and Swill podcast, I'll tell you who the most important part of this movie is. It's Mr. Monday Night, Mr. ECW himself, Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam is in this fucking movie, and when I saw him, when I was booting up this movie on Netflix, I'm like, holy shit, Rob Van Dam. So check out our show on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play Music.
Hey everyone, this is Grant and Matt with the All Around Music Podcast.
What if I...
If you haven't played the Creed drinking game, you need to play it.
Oh, man.
Mary kill Scott Stapp, Bono, or Chad Kroger.
All right, I marry Bono.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kill Chad Kroger. And Scott Stapp. Find us on iTunes and Google Play.
Yeah, subscribe.
Please subscribe.
It's the easiest way.
Yeah.
And we're back. Now we're gonna move on to the next segment, trailers. You know if I was first or you were first last week?
I don't remember.
Well, first. So James Gunn, Mr. Director, writer, well, I'm not sure if he wrote, but director of Guardians of the Galaxy movies, put out a trailer for his new film, The Belko Experiment.
Oh, yeah, the one with the building?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm glad you've seen this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
That looks interesting.
I want to see this film. Like, these people are in this office building, and the alarm starts sounding, and the shutter, like these metal shutters, close up the building and lock everyone inside. And then this voice comes over the intercom and says, "You have 30 minutes to kill 6 people, or we will kill one of you." Like, and
kill twice
that, and the chaos ensues. They're trying to decide if they're just joking, if it's just a prank, or this is somebody screwing around, and then somebody gets their face blown off.
Yeah, I guess they have implants when they start working there.
Yes,
so the implants blow up their head or something if they don't do what they're supposed to do. So.
And then that happens, and then the trailer progresses, and they say kill 30 of you, or we'll
kill 60.
And we'll kill 60, and it just looks awesome, and it looks not jokey Marvel movie at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I am excited for this one.
It grabs your attention?
I can't wait for it. You, sir?
I hope it does I hope that particular movie does as good as the trailer is predicting. But for me, I'm going to go with Nocturnal Animals.
Mm-hmm.
Another a Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
Yep.
Not a huge Jake fan, but I gotta say there are a few movies that he's done that have just completely rocked my world. I'm starting to like him a lot more than I used to.
Would Enemies be one of those?
That one was
No?
that was strange. The spider thing.
Yeah.
I don't know about the spider thing, but that wasn't one.
Gotcha.
That was good. It was a good movie. That's good to watch. But no, that was
didn't bring you on the Jake train.
No, they didn't put me on the Jake train. But yeah, Nocturnal Animals. It's a thriller.
Mm.
It's kind of hard to completely tell you what the movie's about based upon the trailer. But basically, there's some wrongdoing by somebody. It has Amy Adams in it, and it's got Jake in it. I mean, both of them, they can act.
Is this the Tom Ford one?
I don't know for sure.
I think
I looked it up. But yeah, it just looks super interesting to me. I like thrillers. I want to see what the big reveal is going to be at the end. It just really interests me.
Yeah, I'll watch it. The trailers I've seen were kind of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo-esque, kind of just clips. So I'm not sure of the plot yet myself.
I love that movie, by the way. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on that one.
Just love it.
One of my favorite films. So that moves.
I love a movie when I read the book. If I like,
true, you've seen even the Swedish version.
Yeah, I saw the Swedish version and then I read the book. Something about those Swedes, they nail it.
All right, that moves us to Nightcrawler. As we said, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo, Bill Paxton makes an appearance, which is great. Game over, man, game over. Those are the notables. Nightcrawler. Robert introduced me to this film just tonight, so I'm going to let him describe it. It was our night of fun, and this movie...
I don't know if you had fun with it or not.
It was a great watch, I'll give you that.
But basically what it's about is this guy... I'm assuming this guy is a straight-up sociopath.
Yes, 100%.
Just straight-up sociopath. He's trying to find his place in life. So he's just kind of, bumbling along, and he discovers, I guess, kind of, being a paparazzi for the most part.
Mm-hmm. And just the guy who gets the news videos, which I always thought there was like a cameraman, but I guess someone has to be on the scene before that.
Yeah, so he discovers this, and he's like, I could probably do this really well. So he's like super. It's weird. He can like just research anything and then know exactly what it is that he needs to do and how he needs to do it. And he tackles being sort of a paparazzi for the news, and just goes from. He drives around town basically waiting for somebody over the scanner to say there's a specific code. So then he'll race to that particular place where he knows he's going to get some bloody footage. and get that and then sell it. That's basically all it's about.
And there are teams that do this. That he's, that's how he gets introduced. He sees someone do this, and they stay their distance, 100 feet away from the crime scene, behind a tape line. He does not. He just walks right past the cops, gets right over the paramedic's shoulder, and zooms right in on the gunshot wound, stab wound, whatever it might be. And that's what sets him apart and what gets him this bankroll. I will say this, I was fully vested with this movie. The only thing that pulled me out was the fact that after 2 months, he had a brand new Charger.
He was making some. This was daily.
I get that, but
every night he was making rough. You can estimate roughly in between like $250 and $750.
Yeah.
So that's a night.
A night for 2 months.
So yeah, he could be paying off a Charger. He could definitely be paying off a Charger.
But like coming from the roots,
and he got $15,000 for that one piece of footage. I don't know how much a Charger cost. I'm guessing.
We gotta be.
I want to estimate somewhere in between 20, 25. There's more? You think? We're looking it up.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking it's about 25, maybe 20. It's got to be close to a Mustang. That's like in between 20 and 25.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he got for one piece of footage that he got from one night, he got $15,000 for it, which he wasn't doing every single night.
Yes,
but
some nights for $2,000, some were
a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there, maybe 1,000 here. But still, he was making some money every night, so he should be able to pay off a new car. And he kind of needed it because he wanted a new car to get there.
Yes,
to get to places faster than those people in the vans.
It does move the movie along.
And I love the car.
You're right, 27.
And it's kind of weird that even though it was
$27K.
A lot of this was shot, at night, you could still see the red of that car popping. Like it was nice.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful car, and it did fit the theme of the movie. It got him, like Robert said, from place to place faster than most people.
And he cared about it because he was like, if you spill gas on my car again, I'm going to fire you.
And everything, this movie gave me a new respect for Jake Gyllenhaal. I knew he was a good actor.
He slimmed down a lot, too.
He lost like a lot of weight. He's not the big muscular Jake Gyllenhaal that all the women go crazy over. But the way he plays a sociopath in this movie is better than I'm seeing just about anybody do. Like, he can get these blank stares in his eyes as he's looking at someone. They just kind of gloss over. And when he needs to, he'll turn the charm. He's like,
smile.
Yeah, when he's asking for a job, he's like, hello, I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm here for a job. I can do this, this, and this, and this. And then when they turn him down, he smiles at them. Oh, well, thank you for your time. And he walks out and the smile instantly fades to taking care of business. It's just fantastically done. And
yeah, his performance in it was really, really good.
Pulled it off amazing. And like I said, I haven't seen that side of Gyllenhaal, and it makes me sad that he didn't get the Joker part that he was vying for. But because I think he could have pulled it off very well.
He pulled crazy off. He just did it. I don't know.
Yeah.
He did a great job playing a sociopath.
He at some point picks up a assistant. An intern who is a homeless guy. This guy, the relationship reminded me of Pedro and Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon is by no means a sociopath.
I think Pedro had more power in that movie than this guy had. And
he almost became student president. So.
Well, he shaved his head because he thought he was hot because he had hair on his head too.
Yeah, but like they were the relationship was very cool. It was definitely submissive and dominant. He kind of bossed the guy around, and the guy who didn't really have any money, didn't really have any power, kind of just followed his orders and did what though he was frightened, it seemed like the entire time, did it up until a certain moment in the movie. Things kind of go. It seems Mr. Gyllenhaal is always in control in this film, which is the model for a sociopath. They love to be in control. They love to have everything planned out pretty well meticulously, even though we kind of join him where he's just now finding this job, and he seems to have his routine down at that point though, because he's just collecting scraps at first when we first meet him, metal scraps.
Right.
But even that he has down and tries to negotiate. He knows what he needs to do and how to do it. With this, he takes a little bit more planning, but he surpasses the people who have been doing it. And I love the part where Bill Paxton asks him to join him up, because he kind of Bill Paxton kind of waves him off in the beginning and says, "F no, I don't need you. I'm not hiring." Paxton is Paxton. He does fantastic work no matter what. So, your favorite parts of this movie?
Favorite parts? I really like when he was like yelling at her, the woman that he was working with, that he was selling the food.
Renee Russo.
Yeah, he was like yelling at her. He's like, "This is what I want from you." It's like, I want you to not complain when we do the things we do in our apartment.
When we're alone in your apartment.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was just like,
so there's a part in this movie where he takes her on
a date,
quote unquote date, yeah. And he basically flat out says, "I want to not only do business with you, but I want you physically as well." And pretty much just as robotically as that. Like, he doesn't sugarcoat it. He just tells her that. And she says, she gets, of course, rightfully so upset at this. In which he replies back that he'll take he knows exactly how much she makes. She only has a job for a certain amount of time. He knows that he can take his photos elsewhere and get more money, and that she really needs him. But he doesn't want to do that because he wants her physically. They don't really say if she says yes or no to that, but we later find out.
You later find out that, she does.
She says
whatever
yes
he
to
wants.
And in fact, it seems she even likes it. Because in the scene where, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she kind of says that everyone needs to start acting like him and taking a key from him. But she is twice his age. And
he doesn't care. He likes older
he
women.
doesn't care. He likes older women. I thought this film was brilliant, and it was shot amazingly. Like Robert said, even though most of it was night, hence Nightcrawler, it was still, which I guess is what they call it, night crawling, which is a term I hadn't heard, but you could still see everything. It was like there was a car chase scene in it that's amazing and very well done. And there's a plan that he plans out to the T, and just kind of flaunts in front of the cops that he's doing so. Everything about this movie I thought was great.
I love it. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it.
Yes.
If nothing else, just to go for a wild ride with a paparazzi type person.
A sociopathic paparazzi type person. He takes pictures of dead bodies, of horrible scenes. He breaks laws by going into homes when he shouldn't without permission. Cops yell at him. He doesn't really care. He just is all about getting his job done and building his enterprise, which he declares.
You can kind of tell in the beginning when the cops are yelling at him, he's like judging his distance. Like, he's judging how far can I go before you guys actually arrest me, and then he backs off. So then he kind of knows what he can do the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
I thought that was brilliantly done.
They planned him out, and he plays it. Like I said, his eye movements. It's not just the wide-eyed glass over. Like, he'll do certain twitches and certain looks at people, and you can just tell that he's displaying the emotion and what he's feeling at that moment, perfect or not feeling. I guess
it's a long way from Donnie Darko.
Yeah, and Prince of Persia.
Yeah. I'm not a Prince of Persia fan. I don't even know. I didn't think they did that right.
No.
But Donnie Darko, yes. If you haven't seen that one, definitely check out that one. Did you watch the sequel?
I didn't.
I haven't watched that.
Was it S. Darko?
Yeah, I haven't watched that. I need to check that one out.
He's not in that one, though, right?
I don't think, but I don't know. Because I haven't seen it, but I definitely want to see that one.
I'll have to make that
Donnie Darko, S. Darko.
Oh, yeah. That's a good episode.
What's really going on?
Well, behind the scenes right here, guys. That is... Do you have more to say about this one? No? That is Nightcrawler. And if you look at the poster, it's not Jean-Claude Van Damme. It is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Who just lost a lot of weight.
Yes. that's going to bring us to suggestions. My suggestion today is Stay Tuned. This is a older film. Let me get the exact... I don't know if you ever heard of this. You ever heard of this one?
No.
Okay, Stay Tuned is a husband and a wife are sucked into a hellish TV and have to survive a gauntlet of twisted versions of TV shows they find themselves in.
I think I have seen that.
It is a comedy and it is funny. It stars John Ritter,
Yep.
Pam Deborah, Jeffrey Johns. It's just a Spike and aka the Devil. It is just a blast. They spoof these old TV shows. They spoof Wayne's World. Well, they spoof Driving Over Miss Daisy. So these people get sucked into this satellite dish, which is hell, and they get put through a gauntlet of TV shows, as I just said. And if they survive, they get to go back to their normal life. If they die, the devil gets their souls, and it's funny because each spoof is just hilarious, and it's a classic, but a very good classic. You, sir?
I'm gonna go with one that is from way back when for me. I don't know if this is really a non-movie watcher's movie, but I'm gonna go with Happiness. Have you seen Happiness?
I don't know. Tell me about
If
this
you haven't seen this one, we're definitely going to watch it. It basically revolves around three sisters and the different directions their lives are going. And that doesn't really sell the movie by just saying that. But believe me when I say this, after you watch this movie, you will be so like, wow, I can't believe they went to the places they went and they did the things that they did. There's some risky subject matter in this movie, but it's called Happiness. If you're, I wouldn't suggest this for everybody, but if you're a movie watcher, like a real movie watcher, then yeah, this one might be an interest to you.
Not The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith.
No, this is just called Happiness.
They spell it correctly.
Just Happiness. Yep, just spelled Happiness.
All right, I'll have to check this one out.
There's some crazy stuff in it. Like there's a random murder. There's some a father giving a one-to-one talk with his son about the fact that he is a child molester. There's some horrible subject matter in this one, but it's a good movie overall if you can stand to watch it.
Gotcha. I'll definitely check that one out.
It's
a risk. Duly noted. Let's see here. That would bring us to round 3 of the big bad guy movie battle thing.
Which I'm probably going to lose, but I'm going to put up a good fight anyway.
This is Bill the Butcher versus Herod. I don't know his last name.
I don't think he has one in the movie. Yeah.
From The Quick and the Dead, Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York. Gonna start this by saying Gangs of New York is in my top 3 movies of all time.
Top 3.
I absolutely love this movie, and it's long, but I think everybody puts on a freaking acting clinic. I don't even like Cameron Diaz like that, but in this film I do. I think it's just fantastic, and I think Daniel Day-Lewis shines all the time, but in this one, just great acting as Bill the Butcher, aka William Cutter, or Bill Cutter, whichever you want to call him. Whew. And I found out today, I did a little research, Bill is based on a real person, William Poole. Didn't quite die how Bill did. Was as patriotic as Bill Butcher was, but yeah, just amazing. And this is gonna be hard for me because I also love The Quick and the Dead. I think The Quick and the Dead is the remake. It's not really a remake, it's a different movie, but there was a Quick and the Dead back in the day, but this is a different Quick and the Dead, also featuring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
Both movies featuring Leo. With Gene Hackman starring as Herod, and he does an amazing job as well. You have Russell Crowe. That's a good one.
You mentioned the main character.
Is it She's not
Susan Sarandon?
No. Give me a second. I want to say Nicole Kidman, but it's not Nicole Kidman.
No, it's not Nicole. You know who it is.
Oh, jeez.
You know who it is.
I know her, but I can't think of her name right now.
I guess that maybe said something about them casting her.
Sharon Stone!
That said something about them casting her as that role. It's kind of a non-event.
Yeah, she's like...
Despite the fact that she was the hero, she was kind of my least favorite character.
Exactly. Same here. Like, everyone around her was so amazing. You had Leonardo DiCaprio as Billy the Kid, who was great. You had Russell Crowe as the priest. I'm not sure of his real name, who was great. You had Gene Hackman, who as Herod, who was fantastic. You had I gotta get everyone because this movie, now that I'm thinking of it, is just
cast.
Just great. Keith David as Sergeant Cantrell, who has one of my favorite lines in the movie. You know, they're putting everyone's names up on the board, and Cantrell, put that up there. How do you spell it? Correctly. Like, awesome line. Yeah. So this is tough for me.
That's not tough.
But Bill is Bill. Bill the Butcher. This guy. I'm gonna let you go first.
But Rod is Rod. I mean, he kills basically kills his own son in the movie. It's like, I don't know. He does everything so well. I love the speech that he gives her. He invites the main character, who's a non-event, to dinner, and he's like, you know, he hears the click of a gun, and he's like, oh, by the way, it's like, let me tell you a story about my childhood. And he's like, yeah, my dad used to take a gun and blah 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 with, you know. And I ain't scared of nothing. And he clicks something. He clicks like I don't know what he has.
It's kind of a shotgun.
Like it's a lighter or something. It's like some kind of a lighter thing that he flips, which makes a sound similar to a gun being cocked, but it's not a gun. And then she gets up. She's all, you know, flustered. Oh, I can't do this now because he just made a clicking sound. And so she runs to the door, and then he does the clicking sound again. She turns around, and it's just like a lighter. He's like, I ain't scared of nothing. Yeah. That's why I kind of love him so much because he's ridiculous.
He is like I said, this is rough for me because both sides are amazing. He has his town established. He runs his town with an iron fist. Bill he doesn't have a town, but he owns an area of New York, and with an iron fist, and so goes a little further and even reaches his grasp into the government, and kind of has them doing a little dancing puppet move for him. He owns the cops in the area. He owns all the gangs. They all pay up tribute to him, and he just he caught the guy who was trying to kill him, Leonardo DiCaprio, and instead of murdering him like he did his father, which he did honorably, he did on the battlefield, honorably murdered him. He said you're gonna walk around like a freak, which I didn't like because he didn't really bruise him up very well. He just kind of burned his face a little bit, but I wish they would have just like totally mutilated him a bit, you know. But he's gonna walk around like a freak, and which kind of bit him in the butt later. But it was still just a pivotal scene. Who has a bigger grasp here? Who?
Well, see, I think Harad is amazing, but every time I look at Bill, I'm like, yeah, he kind of did better. Like they both had control over whatever they were doing, yes. But I keep going back, like, yeah, Bill did a little bit better, which I hate to say because I want to support my pick, but I mean, thinking about it rationally, like, yeah, Bill, I mean, he did it better.
There's a scene with Bill, like. And this is before Bill found out that DiCaprio's character was Amsterdam was betraying him. He's like, Amsterdam is sleeping in bed with Bill's girl, and Bill's draped with the American flag over his shoulders, sitting in the rocking chair, and he just lets him know, it's like, it's all right. You've earned this, even though, you know, the whole time we know, I love that movie and I want to watch it right now. But yeah, I gotta say, like, I picked them, so of course all my votes are going towards Bill, and I haven't really given a convincing argument to why I should win, but like, because they both are established, they both own their towns, but Bill, I can give one example for sure, like the cop that Bill owns, played by John C. Reilly, like. this guy can leave his pocket watch out in the middle of the street full of robbers and know full well that it's not going to get robbed. And this guy pays up tribute to Bill the Butcher. You know? Yeah. So
I can't think of any reason why Herod would win over Bill. I mean, every scenario I think of it's always Bill. So I have to concede. Like Bill's just ridiculous. That's a good.
I can't wait to see Bill go up against some other people, like because he's. Should we do the thing where if these two met in the street? Like I know, because Bill doesn't use guns.
Oh, if he did, I mean, if he was as proficient as Herod was, then it would be a challenge. They would both be around the same level.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Because
if Herod didn't have a gun, I mean, he did.
Exactly.
So
no contest.
You just run over and bite his head off or something.
And wear his ears.
So there's no contest there. Bill wins.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bill the Butcher moves forward. And please, as we've said before, if you guys have any qualms with these battles, we want to hear your input. GoWatchAMovie.com. Go watch a movie at yahoo.com. Just send us in a reply. Tweet us at Go Watch a Movie and let us know that if you think we're full of poop and you have a better choice or you think a battle should go.
Or if you just have any movies you'd like us to watch and review, please send us something.
That I definitely want. You got a movie you want us to watch that's weird out there, or I guess
just you love.
We'll watch it. Just and talk about you on the podcast. Shout out your Twitter name. Shout out, thank you for giving us that movie. Whatever you want. One thing I did want to announce before we end here. This is the end of the year coming up. This is the last month of the year. There are, I think, 3 more episodes after this one this year. So what I wanted to do is, and I know this is probably some older podcasts would do, but since it is the end of the year and this is where we're at, I want us to both come up with, and I'm throwing this on you again, with our favorite movie of 2016.
Favorite movie of 2016, okay.
Is that doable?
Yep.
Okay. I don't have good memory, so I'm going to have to go back.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some soul searching.
And that will, not the next episode, but the last episode of the month, we'll announce that for everyone, our favorite movie of 2016. I'm anxious to see what yours is. I kind of have one that keeps popping in my head when I say it, but I don't know. I'm going to have to look back. But yeah, I think that is Go Watch a Movie, episode 11, ladies and gentlemen. Don't see Army of One. Watch Nightcrawler. Gyllenhaal good. Cage bad. That's the theme of this episode. Go watch a movie. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Go watch a movie.